Chloe.
So, regular Chloe.
There was the side story in the first zone of the game in Azera with Chloe and Aether.
Yeah. She called herself Queen Chloe.
I'm not sure if that's true or if
I don't
she's just
know.
bullshitting or.
Look at her, she's probably full of shit, dude.
Like, where did she come from? Like, she's a weird character that came literally out of nowhere.
Where did she come from? Where did she go?
I don't know.
I think that's the only time you ever see her in the main story.
Yeah. C for Chloe.
Alright, so have we done Cleary yet? That's Falconer.
We have not.
Alright. So,
Cleary.
Cleary.
Mercenary.
Pretty bog standard.
I think she somewhat keeps Armin's money spending in check whenever they're together.
I think that's about it.
I'll get it done.
C tier.
C.
Falconer Cleary, the aesthetic is a lot better.
The aesthetic is very nice.
Especially that light blush right across the face.
Yeah.
Really fucking does it for me.
Yeah. And I'll say her breasts somehow enlarged
I think she just
quite a bit.
opened up her
Not-
fucking shirt.
I
I
guess.
think that's all she did.
I guess. Or maybe it's the angle. I don't know.
Maybe. But story-wise, it's pretty interesting. She just adopted a falcon.
Yeah, she adopted it. Oh yeah, I forgot. The whole thing with Chloe is she's fucking lazy. So she adopted the falcon in the hopes that the falcon would do enough work and like lessen her workload. Like she was hoping the falcon would lessen her workload, but the opposite has happened. So she now has to take care of the falcon, so she has to work harder to earn money to take care of the falcon.
But she will not get rid of the falcon, as she has grown very attached to it. What's its name? Flurry?
Flurry. Flurry and Clury. Flurry and Flurry.
Yeah. I'm actually a big fan of Falconer Flurry.
I am too.
I'm working on her specialty change currently.
I've got her.
I think she's a solid A tier.
Unfortunately, they nerfed her a while ago.
I don't care, I'll make her work.
I
It's
don't-
exactly what I said with mascot Hazel. I don't care, I'm gonna make her work.
So we've got Hazel, and I think we... Okay, here's mascot Hazel. Normal Hazel.
So the whole deal with normal Hazel is that she is the secretary for the student council of Rengar.
I will do my
Yeah.
best.
She's overworked,
Perfect.
underpaid, but she is very committed to her job.
With light.
Yeah.
So committed,
Would you like some
she
help?
doesn't sleep. Sleep is for the weak,
Yeah.
and Hazel is not weak.
So those glasses, they're not there to help her see. They're there to hide the giant fucking eye bags she has under her eyes from not sleeping.
Basically. Also, she takes her glasses off in her idol in the guild,
Yeah.
and she is a QT 3.14.
Whew.
Solid B tier.
B tier Hazel is pretty cool.
Mascot Hazel.
Mascot Hazel.
So her workload was becoming so intense, she was getting behind. And she began blackmailing everyone with
I can't
all
do
the
this.
rules they broke written down in her notebook
You'll help me, right?
into doing work for her. And eventually,
Just as planned.
some students,
Wish someone would help me.
Zerato, Adlai, and I think Ricarus,
Yeah.
rebelled and tried to fucking beat the shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so they tried to beat the shit out of her, but like Azalea, I think it was either Azalea or Carrot, and Yuna come in to save the day with Hazel,
Okay.
and then Azalea or Carrot, I can't fucking remember which one. They look so similar in my brain. Says to her, "I have this great idea. You look cute under your glasses. Why don't we give you a fucking makeover? So that way, you run around and you act like this. Act like a fucking ditzy cheerleader. And you look all cute and shit. Boys will be falling all over themselves to do your work for you."
Holy crap.
And so that's what happened.
That's good.
So Mascot Hazel, you can actually see that in her S3.
Yeah, that-
where she fakes the tears, and everyone comes around to cheer her on, and she's just laughing at them under her breath.
That's really good.
Also, the only person who's ever seen through it was Zerato.
Well, he's ice cold.
He is, as he was also chosen by Nixied.
Yeah.
Yeah, mascot Hazel. There's a comment on her under hero rating in the global server. It says, "I don't care what she does, I'll make her work." And that's what I've been doing.
Alright.
I'd put her at least in A tier. Maybe... Did I say ace?
Yeah, well, at least A tier.
At least A tier. Maybe S. S might be pushing it. But I really like mascot Hazel's entire story. God, I haven't even talked about that she has the strongest attack buff in the game.
I mean, I think it's cooler than like Falcon or Clarice.
Oh, it definitely is.
Lorina's. So I'll put her in S.
She also does have the strongest attack buff in the game.
Yeah, she's got the level 2 attack buff on fire types,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
The way it's worded makes it sound like all of them would get it. And so I've been running an all-fire party lately of mascot Hazel, Ravi, Litica, and Charlotte. Now, it sounds like it would apply to all of them, but it doesn't. Just the highest CP or the one you pick gets
Right.
it. So,
Right.
that's the thing.
Alright, we've got Helga.
F tier.
Not only is she the worst hero in the game from a gameplay perspective, people have been wanting a specialty change on Helga for the longest time to make her usable. But I think she also just looks like dog shit, so...
Her voice sounds like dog shit.
I mean, can you
her abilities are dog
just
shit.
imagine what a woman named Helga sounds like?
I'm sure she could either sound like a, potentially attractive Swedish lady, or she can sound like she's going to rip your fucking testicles
And
out.
just imagine what she looks like underneath that helmet.
Maybe she
She could either have gorgeous, flowing, long, blonde hair, or she could look like a fucking man.
I was gonna say, she might be like Saitama.
Yeah.
Ball.
I don't know, you see a little bit of hair sticking out. I mean, she could...
Might be facial hair.
She could be a fucking... She could be a fucking guy, for all we know, dude.
Who's next? Jenna?
Jenna. So Jenna is a total scumbag and tried to overthrow the king of Zera, Aether, by and frame it on Charles.
No
It was the most ridiculous fuck that happened during
We should advance.
the Valentine's Day side story. She's a member of the loyalists to the old king. Absolute fucking scumbag, and not only that, from a gameplay perspective, probably the second worst character in the game,
What about Rima?
if not the worst. Because here's the thing, Jenna has a debuff ability that deals no damage. Imagine that, dude. There's no other hero in the game with an ability like that.
Well, Cleary does with a provoke.
Yeah, but taunt is really useful, and that dispels enemy buffs. On top of that.
You got me there.
So it has an effect. Jenna's debuff, if it fails, it's as if nothing happened. Literally, nothing happened. She raises her staff and nothing happens.
F tier. Fuck you.
Fucking F tier, dude. Garbage.
So who's next?
This is Azalea, I think? Wait. Is this Azalea or is this Azalea?
Fuck.
I'm checking. Fucking Judith Priest.
Judith Iscariot.
Now, luckily she doesn't really look like a Judith.
D tier.
At least when I picture of Judith, she doesn't look like a Judith.
Alright,
But
so...
fucking Judith, dude. Kiris.
Kiris.
Kiris is interesting.
She was hired to kill Sez. She's an assassin.
Yeah, she is an assassin. She has an artifact. She has her own
Yeah, she does.
artifact.
What is it? Is it 4-star?
I'll take care of
Yeah,
this.
4-star artifact.
I'm a bit
I think it talks a little bit about how she was
I'm ready.
assassin too. She used like really deadly poisons.
She's extremely clumsy. She trips all the time. But I think she is the...
She also sleeps a lot.
Yeah, she does. She's sleeping in her idle animation.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Other than that, gameplay-wise,
I mean,
if you start the game and you roll a Kyrus on your first roll, you're basically set for the first 5 worlds.
man, like, I had to use her to beat Dark Corvus, so in some instances, she's fucking top tier.
If you skill enhance her S3, it raises her combat focus really fucking high.
What it
Her
does.
readiness. It also gives her an extra turn, and it guarantees 3 stacks of poison
Yeah.
on her next S1.
Yeah.
And then her S2 extends all debuffs by
Yeah.
1 turn. I think you can get up to 2.
Yeah. I think so.
Kyrus is...
So, for a 3-star hero...
Unironically, I think Kyrus is the best 3-star hero.
For a 3-star hero, she's packing a lot of heat. She's packing a lot of heat. It's kind of ridiculous, actually.
The only thing that I think keeps her in the 3-star range is the fact that her S3 deals no damage. Or anything like that.
None of her attacks deal really any significant damage. It's really about stacking up a lot of poison, which isn't really, like, that's why where she, like, falls off in PvE. Like, she's not really good in PvP at all.
She's super good PvE.
In PvE, very good against bosses with a lot of health, because poison scales
Especially
with
Golem.
max health. Yeah.
Golem's a really good one for that.
Overall, just, from a gameplay perspective, great hero.
Lore perspective, pretty interesting. Aesthetically, I find her very pleasing.
Yeah.
I say A tier.
A tier. She stands out from the other 3-stars for sure.
Destinia, Lord of Light.
Destina, Lord of Light, also known as the Beast of the West.
Light.
I thought that was Leggett Lanius in Fallout New Vegas. No, he was the Beast from the East.
This is the Beast from the West.
When East meets West. This is literally Charisma Courier versus fucking Leggett Lanius.
Let's see, Destina. There is...
I think she's like the greatest spirit lord or some shit like that.
Yeah, so she had a banner recently, and the side story recently. The Destina...
I think it's still going on as of time of recording.
Yeah, the Destina side story was actually the very first side story I experienced playing Epic 7. It was ongoing when I joined, when I started playing. And
you mean the first Destina side story?
Yeah, the first Destina.
This is the second.
This is the second one. I was kind of
really like Destina.
I was kind of disappointed in how they recycled it, but I did roll a Destina off this banner, so
yeah, fuck yourself.
Hey, fuck it, dude.
I missed out on Destina.
Yeah, so like in this side story, she helps Dingo and what's his name? Zerato.
Sid's also there.
Try and contact their spirit lords because they've lost contact with their spirit lords. So she's going to her... I forgot what it's called. I think she's going to like her the spirit lords all have their like home area.
Yeah,
like, their
hers
home
I
domain.
think is like the fucking...
It's like the spire.
Light Spire?
Yeah, it's like the Light Spire or some shit. It sounds cool. And so she's traveling to the Light Spire with Zerato and Dingo to contact the other spirit lords. But she's unable to contact them, strangely enough. And she predicts that, there's like some darkness in the distant future, and like this is like a really bad omen. And so she then seeks to contact the heir of the Covenant for help. She was also she admired Raoul greatly, which is why Destina looks like she does now. She's the only spirit so far. She's the only spirit lord that takes on a physical form and walks around the world.
It's the only one that cares enough to do her fucking job.
Yeah.
Basically.
Fantastic Soul Weaver.
I think
Fantastic
widely
Soul
considered
Weaver.
best healer in the game.
Yeah, fantastic Soul Weaver.
In this current meta, especially, I
Yeah.
remember the last meta was the Chaos Axe Destina meta, and this meta is just the Dizzy meta. currently. And so Destina's cleanse on her S3 is of vital importance.
Yeah, with fucking Dizzy, Destina's AoE, like huge AoE heal, plus the cleanse of all debuffs on your whole team is insane. Her S2 heals a shit ton, and it increases that person's combat readiness, which is crazy. Her S1 is an attack with a passive heal on it, which you can buff with a certain artifact, which makes the healing off of it absolutely ridiculous. It's disgusting. And
I actually run that artifact on Mascot Hazel.
Destina is so tanky. Even to this day, I'm fairly certain I read somewhere that she was nerfed. I'm not sure how much or if that's even true, but I'm pretty sure she was nerfed. But she's still super strong. Just great fucking hair. Looks cool.
Yeah, looks very cool. She also skips with her great big butterfly staff.
Yeah, she does.
And she also has those floating crystals about her.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Destina, S tier, all the way.
Spirit Lord. S for Spirit Lord.